Hello to all the opera and classical music lovers all around the world, and welcome to the Opera Chat with Martinovich Couple. My name is Diane Martinovich, and this is my husband, Boris. Hi, Boris.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show.
We are your hosts for tonight. The Opera Chat with Martinovich Couple is live streaming and online broadcasted talk show hosting the leading people from the world of opera, classical music, movie, theater, art, and entertainment. Our goal is to inspire you, to educate you, to provoke you, and to present you all the wonderful artists and art supporters whose works and initiatives make this world definitely a better place. So today we are hosting two wonderful, truly great artists, leading soprano, truly great superstar, and a wonderful independent composer and media producer. We will start by presenting you our first guest. As I already said, she is a great soprano, truly superstar, and we are very, very honored and pleased to have her here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest is Miss Svetla Vassileva. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Svetla Vassileva, hello and welcome to the studio. It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you. It's a big pleasure for me.
Thank you. Well, this was such a wonderful Tosca. Can you tell us where was it exactly? What was the stage, an opera house?
This actually is not the best one, but it was the first rehearsal with microphones, and it's open area in Masada in Israel, so in the middle of the desert. And so it was quite difficult to find the sound and to hear the orchestra, everything. And it wasn't really easy to sing in that in exactly that day. After the performance was much better, but this was the final dress rehearsal, and so but we did a great job in the end. Very special place, and pity that doesn't continue. This festival doesn't continue to be done there in this place. Very mysterious, and yeah, really. So difficult.
That's too bad. We also did something together in Israel, in Caesarea. We did the Turandot together, which is a wonderful place as well.
Yes. In Caesarea, it's much easier to sing because there is already a Roman theater
and natural acoustic.
Exactly. And in Masada, there is nothing. They build the scene and everything around, and so after they put on stage 2 titles, and after they take off everything because it's should be nature. So it's dessert. You believe like this. Yeah.
I'm sure that the audience were delighted there with your performance, as well as we are with this Tosca. Although you said that you are not quite satisfied with it, but it was wonderful, really. I read somewhere when I was reading your biography, I've read that you are born in Bulgaria in a place called Dobrik. Sorry for pronunciation. So, can you tell us a little bit more about your beginnings and about your childhood? How did you decide to become a professional singer?
Crazy.
And how you
crazy.
Really?
Because my parents were teachers. My father biology, chemistry, and my mother teacher for the elementary school. And every one of my family is with big musicality, but no one professional musician, especially so. And everyone was playing instruments or singing, but folkloristic music, which is completely different. And so at age at four and a half years old, I don't know why I said that I have to become opera singer. So I don't know, and I don't know how this came like idea for me, because I think maybe I saw something on the TV, I don't know, and maybe I liked the costumes, I don't know what happened. Really, I was really very, very young. And after I start to do vocalizes like an opera singer, of course. I mean, to pretend to do something like this. And I don't know if in Croatia you had before you had in the schools this a chorus.
Yes.
Folkloristic music or something like this. And so in the elementary school we had one chorus like this, and I wanted to sing the solo. So, but the direct conductor was already was studying in the conservatory as an opera singer, and she hear my voice, and she said, I never will give Svetla to sing solo in this chorus or choirs.
Choir.
Because she has naturally operistic voice.
Mm-hmm.
So if I push her to sing folkloristic music, it will be pity,
Mm-hmm.
because her voice is for opera. So so after I did the exams for the conservatory, which was actually the music school in Varna, and I was accepted, and after I moved to Music Academy, National Academy of Music in Sofia. And after I study a lot. Now I'm thinking I study a lot. Maybe. But once the academy was magnificent, we study. It was something like university with music. Because I study also political economy,
Mm-hmm.
And history of art, paintings. Also dance, historic dance, costumes, story of the historical costumes, makeup. For the theater, it was complete.
Completely, yeah.
Unbelievable.
What was your debut then? What was your first opera?
My first opera. My first opera.
Yeah.
It's very funny because the name is La Dirindina by Domenico Scarlatti.
Okay, very early opera.
La Dirindina, I was terrified because I should sing in Italian on the front of Italian audience, and this was my first opera, so I was terrified to don't sing something wrong, in Italian language. Not about the singing, but about the words. And it was in Sardinia. And I remember when I arrived first there, I was amazed by the palms. And I was walking to go to the rehearsal, and I started to touch the palms because because in Bulgaria you never can see palms. you know. It was so nice. Yeah, beautiful weather there.
When you finished your university and you said you had your premiere in Italy, so what were the most important people and the most important productions or events that led you to this level of being a superstar? Because you are a superstar, I know that, and I also read some wonderful reviews, and even the Philip Hodge, who is very, very strict critics, wrote wonderful critics. I think it was for Madame Butterfly, and he said that Svetla Vassileva was a superstar in superstar production, and it's a really.
In San Francisco?
In San Francisco Opera House, exactly. And so can you share with us and tell us what were the events and artists, person and or productions who led you to this level of becoming a superstar?
I have to tell that I have to name first Marta Domingo. Before Placido, you know. Chronologically, is this the truth? So first, Marta Domingo should do La Traviata in Liège, in Belgium, and I don't know what happened there. In the last moment, they should change the La Traviata. Violetta, and so I ran there to do the audition for this role, and she was with the director of the opera. In that time was Jean-Louis Grendin. And so they asked me how you want to start, with which piece, with which area, and I said, let's start with the big one. because you know, when you have to do, for sure they want to hear the big aria, but I thought it's vain to do anything else. They want to hear if you have E flat, yeah, etc. So I said, let's do the big aria. And Marta, after Marta says that she was impressed by this, but because she said you had the courage to start with this aria, and after Jean-Louis Grendin told me that Marta even didn't want to let me finish the aria. She was convinced to take me in the middle of the aria, and he said, "No, let's hear until the end." So in the end, she came to me and she said, "Okay, change your shoes and come to the rehearsal room." I was confused, you know. Walking to the rehearsal room, she was on the telephone, of course, with Placido, and I didn't hear what Placido asked, but Marta started to tell him, oh, she's perfect, she's with long hair, she's with nice teeth. And I said, this is very, oh my God, this is very very nice to hear, but she doesn't tell him anything about singing. So I said, and finally, Placido was thinking same as me, obviously, because I hear the answer of Marta. Of course, she sings very good. That was really fun. And after, in the rehearsal, final dress rehearsal. I was in my dressing room, and Marta came like this in my dressing room. She opened the door. And, I present you my husband. Oh my God! And Placido, so it was very nice, everything. And Placido proposed me to do concerts with him, and second one was in Split with Boris.
Yeah, we're gonna make a break, and we will listen to. I think it was all three of you, you Svetla and Boris in Maestro Domingo, singing in tercet one beautiful Dalmatian song. So let's hear a song a little bit, and we will get back to you after.
Okay.
Yeah, this was Svetla Vassileva and Placido Domingo and Boris Martinovich.
Bring back a lot of memories.
This was such an amazing picture of three wonderful artists and so many people in the audience. How many people were there, Boris?
I didn't count them, but a lot of people say 50,000 or something like that.
Yeah, it must be overwhelming when 30,000 people is singing with you.
Not for COVID time.
Now it's reduction time. We sing in quartets and things like this. Maybe duets are the maximum.
Nostalgia. Can you imagine?
And with the wonderful Maestro Domingo. Oh my God. And when you had this Traviata, what happened after? How was your career going on after this wonderful Traviata?
So Placido should do Pagliacci with Maestro Muti, and Marta says why you don't go to do one audition with Riccardo Muti, and I said yes, of course. Of course I would like. And so my agency organized an audition, and I did in La Scala one audition with Maestro Muti, and he said, so he took me for this Pagliacci, which was done in Ravenna Festival. Yes, and there was amazing, because actually Placido and me, we were supposed to do the second performance, and first performance should be done by Roberto Alania and Angela Giorgio. So in the end, I did all performances. Maestro Mutis asked to me to do everything, and it was very, very hard to do, because it was also television, and the shows were every day. So I really was tired, and I asked to the maestro. I said, well, I am a little bit tired. I never sang every day. And but he insisted. He says, I will help you if necessary. I have to say, he was amazing. I just love this maestro, and I have to. So before I met him, I always hear that he's very tough, and everyone was scared. I also was scared, I was very young, and but he was so kind, really so nice. And I think in the end, after this work, I'm sure he staff maybe with people who is arrogant, maybe first, or maybe just not enough musician. And because when, for example, I was listening his recording by of Pagliacci. Yes, and I hear that he doesn't do. So the singer doesn't do this one portamento, which I really very like. And I asked during the rehearsal. I asked to the maestro, and I said, Maestro, I know you don't do it, but I really like this. And he says, well, it's not because I don't like it. It's because it's difficult to do with the orchestra and to be together. But let's try. So he was open also to change, his direction, and it was unbelievable, really. During the shows, he was always on me, on the other singers, to see if we need to breathe or what. I just love this experience. Yeah.
So you performed in the most opera houses all around the world, and with leading roles, and you have this amazing critiques of your brilliant voice and brilliant voice technique and brilliant interpretations, and you reach the level of being a truly superstar. So my next question is, how does it feel to be a superstar soprano, and what is Svetla Vassileva as a operatic diva, and what is Svetla Vassileva as a private person, and is there a difference?
Maybe I'm more diva at home. Maybe someone can
But you have somebody. You have another diva. You're not the only diva at home.
Yes, that was my goal. So you have also another diva.
My daughter maybe knows better.
Hello, and welcome to the studio. Well, we've heard from your mom that you are also very, very talented singer, as I understood, also a composer. So can you share with us a little bit more about your singing and your composing, please?
Well, I could do something a cappella right now if you want.
Yes, please.
Okay, we're ready.
Well, the latest song I've sung is "Rehab" by Amy Winehouse. So,
okay.
Oh, it's not opera.
Okay.
I've never. Well, I tried, but I'm not my mom. No. So.
Okay.
Yeah. They tried to make me go to rehab, but I said no. Yes, I've been begging about when I come back. You no. Yeah. I ain't got the time, and if my daddy thinks I'm fine, he's trying to make me go to rehab, but I won't go.
Bravo, that was wonderful. Wow, what a beautiful voice. So are you
Yes, and rehab.
Yes. And are you starting singing? And I can ask you, how does it look like living with a mom who is operatic singer and diva? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Should I say the truth, or do I have to say that my mom sings every day?
So there's no dull moment with us. That's with you.
Before COVID, when she used to sing at the opera, it was like I saw her, I heard her singing for the first time as people, because she never sings at home. I'm the only one who sings at home. No, sometimes she sings and she plays piano, and that's lovely.
Actually, I have to say that when she was little, I wanted to stop to sing because I wanted to stay at home with her. I didn't want to travel anymore, and she came to me and she says, "No, mommy, I love when you sing. Please continue." Because of she, I continue to sing. Yeah,
I really like opera, especially when
she was. Oh, damn! I didn't think to send you this link of we did Pagliacci once with her. She was 4.5 old, and in Genoa, the director came to me and he says, "Listen, don't you mind if Nedda has a child?" And I said, "What child?" And he said, "A boy." And I said, "No, I don't mind if this child is mine, and if this this boy it's girl." He remained like this. You know, you're right, because girl is better, because Nedda in the end die, and the girl it's continue to be another Nedda. You know, it's the new and And so she did the daughter of Neda's daughter in the show, and it was so fun. Really, she was so little, so small, and she was behind the stage like this without moving, and. When she should be on stage, she came. She did her.
Yeah, so I used to stay like that, just look at my mom for an hour, and then
yeah. Wonderful, wonderful story, and it must have been a wonderful experience for you.
It was.
Thank you. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you, Svetla, and thank you too. We will get back to you a little bit later because now we are also running with the time and we are inviting our second guest in the studio. So see you later and bye-bye. See you in a few minutes. Okay. Ciao, ciao, ciao. My God, this was such a wonderful, truly superstar Svetla Vassileva and her very, very talented daughter. And before we move on with our next guest, let's listen to some information about wonderful Summer Academy program for singers, which is going to happen this summer, not in virtual space, but live in Croatia on the island of Ugljan.
Liviamo lieti carici che la bellezza infiora e la fugge volora sinneria voluta liviane dolci fremiti che suscita l'amore poiché quell'occhio al cuore onnipotente va. Viviamo, amor, amore tra i carici più cari.
So this was a Summer Academy for Singers, 2 weeks long learning period for all the opera and classical music singers, which is happening from August the 1st until the August the 15th in the wonderful venue of Monastery St. Hieronimo on the island of Ugljan. And we are very, very, very pleased to announce and to invite our second guest. He's super, super talented and super famous, as he likes to say, independent composer and media manager. And before we invite him in the studio, let's see one very, very interesting video of his. Yeah, that was wonderful, Charlie Morrow. Hello, Charlie, and welcome to the studio. Hello and welcome. Well,
hey, thank you.
Yeah, we are
Welcome,
very honored and
Charlie.
very, very pleased to have you here with us. Well, that was very, very interesting and very innovative video. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yes, it's a celebration of the winter solstice, which comes in December. It was done in December 2020, and it's called, this particular section of the broadcast, which was included several artists from around the world, had the four hornists, and the piece is called Four Winds. One of them is in Helsinki, Finland. One is in Maryland, USA. One is in Australia, and one is in Tokyo. Wow. So the idea was to celebrate the winter solstice from around the globe.
Wonderful and very interesting, and it's also very interesting technology that you were using, something very innovative that we don't have a chance to see every day.
Well, it was a mix of studio technologies. This particular one, since I'm doing music, it had to be high quality music, and we used a music technology developed in Den Haag, which gave very, very good sound, as it should, to only kind of what you would call meeting quality video. And so
you're also using 3D sound, which is something quite new and innovating.
Well, in that sense, it's sound that has a sense of space in it. And in this case, each horn player was in a different part of the world. So there's a mixture of the spaces that they were in order to create the effect.
Very interesting. When I read your biography, you are an independent composer and media producer. So what does it mean today? How does it look like to be an independent composer and media producer? What are your activities? And what do you do?
Yes?
Yes, and what do you do now?
What I do is I create projects for myself and for other people. I'm not attached to an institution, but I'm attached to a production company that is able to do all the technical parts of what any project is, in case we are engaged as a group. Sometimes I'm only engaged as an individual, in which case I do only a small part. So my jobs may vary, for example, from creating, since I'm a composer and sound designer, I may create just the composition, the music, or the sound. Or I may get the project as, say, like putting sound into a hospital, to actually work with the architects, create a system using our technology, and then once it's installed, take care of it, because once something's put together like that, it also requires maintenance. So the idea, going from idea to maintenance, is the kind of way that we go, because that means improving it from time to time as well.
Yeah, and you just reached my next question. I wanted to ask you, what is Morrow Sound and Sonic Health?
Well, they're related. Let's start with Sonic Health. Sonic Health is something I hope everybody has, like any form of good health. So in this case, I think lots of us know we live in a noisy world. There's lots of offensive sounds and a lot of things that sound does to mess up our lives. There's been studies, for example, of how much slower people learn in schools that are near airports. And then the effect on concentration of noise. Workplace sound is very difficult to manage. And right now, more and more of the world is becoming noisy. There's a concept of a perfect virgin sound world. And I think at this point, there's probably almost 0% of the world where you don't hear human-made sounds. So Sonic Health, as I practice it, is developing ideas and systems and working with groups of people to promote good sonic environments. So I do a lot of advocacy work with that. I educate people with that, as well as providing our own solution. Morrow Sound, on the other hand, is both the name of our solution and the name of a company, which is a co-venture between a production company, which also develops ideas, and a company that does installations and is very, very good working with performers in performances and working with streaming video, working with installations in museums and so forth. They're crackerjack technicians. But the two companies have the same culture. We're all artists working in business.
Mm-hmm. So the name of your company is Morrow Sound?
We do everything under the name Morrow Sound, although...
Morrow Sound, exactly.
Yeah, Charles Morrow Productions, a production company, does certain kinds of things on its own. We have an archive, for example, of all the music projects I worked on in my life, and we are licensing recordings that have been made over the last 40 years now for reissue, and providing study materials, because I work with a lot of people and I have correspondence. So maintaining an archive and keeping the past ideas alive is part of what the company does, aside from working with these new technologies. And on the other side, Park Boulevard, our partners, are crackerjack installers and designers and maintainers of spaces. The head of that, Willie Fastineau, is a professor at Juilliard. He, with another professor, create projects to educate people from every area that graduates come, singers, even singers, conductors, composers, lighting people, writers, everybody. He puts them together in groups and introduces new technologies. So that's an ongoing program that he's involved with. So we're an interesting combination, because we're both innovators and we're both deeply involved in traditional education and traditional skills.
Wonderful. I would like to play now one your video made by your company, and we will get back to you, because I would like you to explain to us and to the audience what is it exactly.
And discover surprises all over this online world. We're taking a little walk through right now. Shots taken during the construction period. This is the wind sails that you're looking at, which is a piece that I did outside of Copenhagen. These are 4 floating islands. You can get an idea of how the process of building this virtual world is done. I like this kind of step-by-step of entering the surreal. It's been very exciting, because everything's been just shaping up after it was just an idea. And as you can see, it gets fleshed out from an idea to a line becomes an eyeball becomes 2 eyes and a face. And this becomes then, as you will see, some kind of crazy clock, And here we are. This is an exhibition that we did up on St. Laurent in a tree stump of the Carboniferous period, with a day in the life of the Carboniferous, animation on the ceiling. So as you travel through here, you get to see some of my best work in actual sites that are fun to be in. Plus, there's plenty of space in between. There's Sophie. She's welcoming us. She's a Taiwanese experimental music dancer. Look at extraordinary evocative motions. And as we move through these outdoor spaces, there are, of course, lots of interesting sounds that react to you. And here, once again, Sophie, now you see the sky in all of its changing colors, since this place is open 24 hours a day. Some of the islands are day.
So what we saw now, what was it exactly? So because it really looks amazing, and when I was looking at the video, I couldn't help asking myself, is this can it be the future of the opera and the future of performances in general? And can you explain to us a little bit more about what did we see now?
Well, you've seen construction photos of a virtual world that's we have under development now. At the moment, it's called Morrow Land. It's 4 floating islands floating in the air, and they contain all different spaces, as you could see, fields and a planetarium and an exhibition space, a tent for performances, and 3 of them are always day and 1 of them is night. And you can move from one to the other. You can jump from one island to the next. And when you're there as a guest, I mean, you travel through and you're an avatar. I didn't have any avatars in the picture, but at the moment, the first generation avatars look like little creatures with little square eyes. But there is a video of the real person. So you see the person whom you're talking to, and the person talks to you, and you actually communicate with this creature. And so you can be there on your own. You could decide not to talk to anybody and just wander around and just take walks in that space. It'll be open 24 hours a day. Or you could go there and meet friends and have a picnic. And we can make, since it's virtual, we can make duplicates of it. We could have an arrangement for someone to go there and have an exclusive event. Or it can be public space. We can do all of that. And it can also have additions. We're going to add a little shop in order to sell merchandise related to performances and so forth. And then in the performance space, you green screen, and suddenly you could have a whole opera there. You could have an orchestra. You could have a marching band. You could have whatever you like. And it can, since it's virtual, be scaled. I mean, it could be an opera where everybody's the size of toys, or it could be opera that includes different size characters. One character could be a giant. One character could be human size, and so forth. So you can play with scale. And so in that respect, it's quite interesting. And we use technology, as I was describing before with the horns, in order to have high quality sound there. So there's 2 different kinds of human presence, as well as what's built in, I mean, which is the Sophie, whom you saw, who kind of is a ghostly, lovely woman who greets you. And then you saw in the beginning, those were hundreds of Sophies flying in the sky.
So we can have Beethoven come alive with his million singers.
We certainly
for
could.
His Beethoven 9th Symphony.
We could. They could be the size of ants, or they could be human size, or as you like.
And how are you delivering that to the audience? How can audience watch the show? Through the link? Are they receiving link?
Or, you get a link and you sign in. From a business standpoint, we can sell tickets. We can give people freedom for a whole day. We could have someone have an exclusive use of the space only for their own audience, and so forth. So it's a very flexible mixture of game technology and entertainment technology. And so therefore, people can go there as guests, or there can be performers. And there can be other kinds of things. I mean, I have already installed as the basic ambience there a number of my outdoor pieces that are based on resonance. I have a piece that's called Bellevue, and that's the bell hanging. And when you're in Bellevue, you hear the world with the bell around you. I did that as a physical installation of sound art back in the 20th century. And people really loved it, because once they climbed under the bell, first of all, they're intimate. No one sees their faces. They could kiss, or they could just listen. And we had fields with the sounds of crickets and so forth. And part of my work is to create sound that has capacity to help you with moods. So you could be happy, you could be energetic, you could be relaxed. You could also have privacy, because we use sound for privacy, and much more.
That all sounds extraordinary and truly wonderful. I mean, innovative. My next question is, because when Corona started, a lot of experts in the field of performance industry tried to find a new way of delivering pieces and goods to the audience. And the next question, and always this question arises, and what about the energy, and what about the emotions that audience experiences during the live performances? Is it possible to transmit the energy and the emotions through the digital sound and through the virtual space?
It's all down to the character of the production. If the sound is vibrant, if someone's thought about it and really makes extraordinary sonic experience if someone directs the visuals, if the lighting is right, if the dramaturgy is perfect. Well, then of course you actually have more control than you do on the stage. But it's a different experience, and so in this case, it's a question of quality of delivery and quality of performance.
And it's
No
open
problem.
also. If we are about to, I'm sorry to bothering you now with the questions, because I'm very much interested in these future solutions for the opera and for the performances, because we cannot say for sure that Corona will end tomorrow or next year. This Corona put a lot of challenges in front of all of us, and we become aware that living today is not quite certain thing, that there is no certainty in anything today. But what about, for example, singers? Because I'm a singer, so this is my occupation. And what about the sound? What can you do with the sound? Is the sound that is transmitted in virtual world equal to my natural sound? I say to my natural sound as an example. Or is it something that you can mix in studio? What about the sound of performance?
Special effects with animals.
Yes.
We can have a zoo opera.
Because if you can modulate it, then there is another question that arises. What about practicing? What about the quality of the true quality, natural quality of the singer?
Well, I think these are all questions of imagination and expertise in delivering. I think you have every opportunity, if you sing well, to deliver the good performance if you're working with the right production team. You know, I mean, you might be the producer yourself. I mean, I think maybe we've come to a time that's very much like the beginning of the film industry, when you had great performers like Charlie Chaplin, who also was a producer, also was a composer. He controlled everything, and he made it seem totally natural. And at that time, you know, you recorded sound you using megaphone-like devices. They didn't have microphones until later when he made sound movies. But certainly early in his career, he did silent movies, and he still delivered it. So I always feel it's a question of expertise, that it's just like telling a joke. Some people can tell a joke.
Yes, okay. I would like to invite Svetla in the studio, because hello, Svetla, again. You were probably listening this very, very interesting conversation that we have with Charlie. And how do you look at the future of opera performances now from this point of view, when we have and had coronavirus? And what do you think about these virtual stages? How does it sound to you as a singer performer?
I heard and I looked everything. I watched everything, and I like very much what I saw. I think maybe I can do. I can speak about theater and cinema. It's same thing. So it's we can. Pretend to have absolutely same emotion if we see can watch one play in the theater and when we are looking one movie, but they are completely different, and both of them can give us big emotions. It depends of our imagination also. We have to also the audience has to be a little bit artist, to imagine. You know, it's so it's different kind of emotion, but it's still emotion. And I don't know. My character is to be excited of every new thing. So I think I will be really happy, for example, to be inside of this moral land, and to see myself transparent, you know. Everything, it's so fun. everything has has his own place, and absolutely have to be really. This is an art. So the art, it's very how to say, personal. It's very personal. Everyone likes different things. So not every one of us can like these big paintings, or not. For example, I have a friend. He had a Picasso painting in his villa in the deep Tuscany Campania. I don't know how to say, and he didn't know that is Picasso. He didn't like the painting, and he wanted to draw it. When another friend saw it, and he said, "Are you kidding me? This is Picasso." So and in the end, so no one can like Picasso or Monet or Boris Martinovich or Svetla Vassileva or Morrow. It's for everyone there is an audience.
Exactly.
But this doesn't mean that that is not nice and is not powerful as an art.
Exactly. This is what I was thinking. This was what I was thinking, Charlie, that the thing you are doing with your company is absolutely amazing. And innovating, and it is probably the next level of performance development in the future. And I really hope that we will see much of your works in the future. But we already reached the end, but before we end our live chat, I would like to ask you, Charlie, you were talking with us about also one very interesting project that you are planning to do with the singers in the future. Can you share with us a little bit more about it, please?
Well, I've thought to do, one of my specialities is doing global celebrations. I've been celebrating solstice. I'm going to do an equinox celebration, and I thought to do a global celebration on the theme of creation. I thought that every place on the world has got a creation story, a creation myth. And so I would put together a celebration of creation itself. I thought everybody could relate to it. And I always thought, and for me, creation is about the breath and the voice. It's singing is like the first breath that you take when you're born.
Yes.
It's magical.
Yes.
And one thought, when you think about the liveness of things, sports are played live and then they have replays. And I think that performances done live have a certain kind of magic. I mean, that's not to say that there aren't totally pieced together beautiful projects that are totally constructed. But for me, there's a magic in live performance. And I think people really feel that. That's why there's concerts. That's why there's sport of all sorts. I think humans really respond to not knowing to what's coming next. I think that's very important. And of course, the medium just has to convey that performance. The performance has to be performed.
Exactly. Wow, that was wonderful.
I have to share
very
something.
Inspiring. Yes, Boris?
I just had a picture. Something came to my mind. You see a baby being born, and the doctor takes him, by his leg, and he's taking his first breath, and he starts singing "Un bel di vedremo." Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah, that would be a truly spectacle.
That's a very funny idea.
Okay. You said you like jokes. I think it's very important to have good jokes.
I think so. I think without laughter, there's no life.
It's part of life, absolutely.
Well, thank you all. Well, for me, it was such a wonderful evening, being in such a beautiful crowd of three truly great artists and a composer and a pure producer. And unfortunately, we came to the end. Thank you so much for being here with us. We had such a pleasure. We had such a pleasure of seeing you and talking to you. And I'm sure the audience had the same experience. We wish you a lot of luck and happiness and health above everything. And we hope to see you during some other wonderful occasion. So bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye, everybody.
Ciao, 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 bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Well, that was, what a wonderful guests. Wonderful Svetla Vassileva, superstar soprano, and wonderful Charlie Morrow. We may say innovator and independent composer and wonderful media producer who presented us truly amazing new ideas for future of performances. Don't you think so?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we are looking for the future.
Yes.
And we have to see the future, and we have to look at positive future, especially.
Yes,
Something
exactly.
on the nice way of especially COVID being as soon as it ends, we will start another back to normal. But I think we'll never be normal again. We'll be super normal because we have to create new things, and I think this is great for creation. And
Yes.
absolutely, I think this wonderful idea to talk about creation and do create. And I started as a composer, and I want to create and love to think of new things.
Yes, yes. Well, dear audience, that was 4th episode of the Opera Chat with Martinovich Couple. We hosted wonderful guests, soprano Svetla Vassileva and independent composer and media producer Charles Morrow. We will be seeing you next Sunday. Stay healthy, stay happy, love, and have hope, because the better future is going to come. See you next Sunday. Bye-bye.
Bye.